hold it with 2 hands. The Vikings had many ways of fighting and many different people fighting for them. Though the Vikings had a lack of a really united army, which meant they did not really have any specific tactics, more people that fought alongside each other to help each other out. They made up for this by the warriors and techniques. Younger warriors would build a shield wall to give more protection. They would grab their shields and interweave them in each other's shields, blocking the enemy and giving you more protection from your shield and the people beside you. The Vikings used this wall in the famous Battle of Hastings, 1066, when they set up a shield wall. The Vikings ended up winning this battle with their chiefs behind the wall and a bodyguard with the chiefs, and then the older veterans behind them as backup support. The Vikings had a very strong attack and defense. They would have 3 peasants that thought they got their strength from Odin, and then the warriors that took it to another level. As stated in the Haraldskavoy saga, which was written down in the 10th to 11th century, describes them like this.
I'll ask of the berserks, you tasters of blood, those intrepid heroes, how are they treated? Those who wade out into battle, wolfskins they are called. In battle they bear bloody shields. Red with blood are their spears when they come to fight. They form a closed group. The prince in his wisdom puts trust in such men, who hack through enemy shields.
They got their power from their war god and thought that nothing could touch them. These warriors would work so hard in battle that after the battle ended, they would pass out of exhaustion. These warriors were called berserkers. The battle would start when the Vikings threw a spear over the enemies. Then the bloodbath started.
The Vikings took advantage of a wide array of weapons, especially axes and spears. Every Viking had at least a woodcutting axe that could be used in battle. One of the reasons the Vikings were so fond of axes, along with spears, was because they did not use nearly as much iron as a sword, and they were just as effective. Another advantage of a battle axe over a sword is to pull the opponents by the neck or shield, so that they could easily be killed by the user of the axe or people beside him. One example of this maneuver being used is in the Påskföringar saga, which says that Askmar ran around an opponent in an attempt to hook his axe on the opponent's shield and pull it away. The Viking swords were typically double-edged and had a rounded end, which was stronger than a point but just as effective. For defense, they carried circular wooden shields that ranged up to 1 meter across with a hole in the center for an iron grip, covered by an iron boss. The sagas also mention suits of mail called burnies. It took a long time to make mail, and this made it very expensive. This high cost meant that along with swords, mail was only used by leaders and wealthy Vikings. As seen in the 6 Golden ships, the Vikings were extremely skilled shipbuilders and pioneered many technologies that would be used in years to come. The longships had a thin, symmetrical design. This allowed them to reverse down rivers whilst remaining in control of steering and speed. They also used a keel. This made the ships more stable and allowed them to go faster. One of the main tactics when attacking towns from the coast was to sail far away from the shore, out of sight from sentries, and when they were ready, drop the sails and quickly row into the beach, jump out of the ships and attack. The ships also sat quite high in the water, and this meant that after performing this technique, they could get back in the boat without swimming or having to push the ship back into the water. All these factors joined together to make the Vikings one of the most feared and successful raiders of their time.